it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. How are you doing today? It is Monday. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. You might not see this till Tuesday, but it is Monday. It's time of filming. As you can see, we are back at the camper, and I wish I could be filming this outside, but it is about as hot as Hades out there. I think it's 90. It was 91 degrees at 1 o'clock. And since then it started to rain. It's not raining now, but it's overcast and threatening more rain and probably muggy. Because you know how it is when it gets really hot outside and then it rains, it gets really muggy and you can't breathe. I think that's probably how it is outside right now. But it's going to rain again, so I'm not taking my yarn out and I'm bringing it back in and I'm not doing all that. Plus it's just, you know, when you sit there and sweat, that's not fun for me. I don't like that kind of weather, even though I do like warm weather, so good with the bad. That's why they invented air conditioning, right? So welcome to my camper. Thank you for returning if you're back for more than one time. If you are here for the first time, I hope you enjoy the content and want to come back again. If you'd like and subscribe and share and comment and all those things that YouTube loves, I would greatly appreciate it. My channel would greatly appreciate it, and apparently YouTube greatly appreciates it. So we just arrived and I have so many things in this basket over here to talk about, and so it's just gonna and in a basket over here to talk about, so it's just going to kind of come out as it comes out. There's couple of finished things, couple of why did I even try that thing. There's one of those which if you've been here before you'll know it when you see it. And I did work out of my micro mini crochet book that my amigurumi book that my dear friend Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming gifted to me. It is by David and Charles, I think, published by David and Charles. Stevie Glavies, that, can you see that? Yeah, there it is. And she got it off of Amazon, and these are all micro minis. They're supposed to be made with crochet thread. Yeah, and not one of them from me will be made with crochet thread. I don't own crochet thread. It's not something I want to get into. I am working with my Alara yarns with this book, just like I do for my little micro minis. I mean, just mini amigurumi books. This anything I make out of that book, you know, is going to be with my Alara yarn, which is a 2 or a 3 weight, and it's a nice yarn. It's cotton acrylic. I really like it, and I have a basket full of it that I just keep working from the balls that I purchased all these different colors for something I made almost 2 years ago. And the little micros, or the minis and the micro minis, don't take a lot of yarn. So this is going to go on for a long time. My ambition was to make all of these out of the 3 books that I have, or at least most of them. I mean, why not all of them, right? So my ambition was to make all of these out of the 3 books that I have, which is birds, just animals, and ocean creatures. These are all from Amazon. I think that is the publisher, searchpress.com. Sarah, oh, there's her name, right there in the middle. I hope you can see that, because yeah. Oh, focus. Well, if you type in mini amigurumis, there's a series of 3 books. You'll figure it out. They're not hard. I really am. I enjoy making them, but it takes me longer than you'd think. A, because I go cross-eyed after a while and I can't read the pattern. B, because there's teeny tiny pieces and they take longer to make. They're so fiddly, they're hard to hold, hard to sew on. But I love them. I love making them. I love making these. And I turn these into keychains, backpack buddies. And I Um, I have started working with them now. Judy from Witch Piece Crafts, she's been doing a crochet along since January. Twice a month she comes up with a picture where she or one of her subscribers has traveled, an inspirational picture, if you will, and she puts it through a website, and it comes up with colors. It pulls colors out of the picture and says, use these. So the colors, I don't even remember the picture from June 1st, but I've done this every, she was my color inspiration to make my critters out of here. She would come up with the picture, and then I would find a critter that I could make with the colors in that picture. And so that's how it's been since January. This time for June 1st, I just finished my amigurumi, but I used this book this time, and I made the, right here, I made the dragon. I did not make the dragon in those colors. I made the dragon in my own colors. And because this is supposed to be so small, she has like pins that she uses. I guess she cuts the ends like a pin like this, you know, like a straight pin. And I think she cuts the ends off and folds it around, and that, or whatever, I think that's the kind of eyes she uses. That was my understanding. And she uses a lot of embroidery terminology from what I can gather. I'm not really familiar with all of that, so I just was kind of winging it where I needed to. And I used the colors from the make-along. In the picture, which I apologize, I just don't remember what it was right now. I chose the colors, and I then chose the project, and I decided I was doing that. The dragon, and I used Alara yarn in purples, reds, and he's got blue eyes. So this is my dragon right here. He's got, oh, you can't see, he's got a little point, you know, spike on his tail. He's got spikes down his back. Well, you're supposed to whip stitch back through. And I'm like, from what I remember, whip stitch, and I know I could Google it, but I'm not here to learn embroidery, okay? I just thought that looked fine. Then he's got little wings. These are ears. He was supposed to have horns. But after I put the ears on, I had there's a pipe cleaner in here, so you can bend his tail, and it holds his head down, or up, you know, whatever, until you bend it too many times. And so I was trying to use the ends of the pipe cleaner to stick them out and make the horns, but then the pipe cleaner has that furry stuff on it. Well, I was losing the furry stuff. So I cut the pipe cleaners off, and it's all stuck inside his head. And then I thought, well, these are the ears. Where am I going to put the horns? And it's supposed to have nostrils, and you're supposed to use the pins for the eyes. Well, I just sewed little blue dots, and I called it done. Because I just don't think I have room for all of those little pieces. And I didn't really want to make nostrils. I mean, like, really? Then you gotta sew that on there? She was saying do some kind of knot thing. I'm like, yeah, not doing that. I'm not gonna Google it. I'm not gonna figure it out. I'm not gonna YouTube it. I'm just gonna say he looks cute. I think he's real cute. Of course he's purple because that's my favorite color, and I could get away with it. Because who says a dragon has to be any particular color? So that's my purple dragon with blue eyes and a red spiky back and spike on his tail. Her tail, his tail. I've been calling him a him. So it must be a boy. He wanted to be a boy. So that's my June 1st. I have the picture for June 15th, which is the final one. She's only going through the end of June. And then she's going to hopefully do a new crochet along next year. I've done all of her crochet alongs that ever since I found her channel, and I really enjoy them. I enjoy doing the projects, and anyway, I don't know if she does it again. Oh, I'm sure I have plenty of little guys to come up with, or something different, maybe a blanket, or a sweater, or who knows. So that is what I did for June 1st. June 15th colors are more neutrals and blues, and I don't know what I'm going to make out of it. I haven't looked through the books, and this one has 100 in one book. These are like 20 or 25 to a book. I really enjoy them both. Thank you, Laura, so much for the book. I know I said that I wanted to make the popcorn first. There's popcorn in this book. Oh, here, you can see it right here. There's a box of popcorn. And I was looking through that pattern, and that pattern, to make it square, you have to cut little pieces of cardboard, and then you tie the cardboard to your fabric that you make. And I'm like, oh, if you did that out of crochet thread, those little pieces of cardboard have to be, I was like, oh my goodness. So you kind of make the little box apparently with the cardboard to support it, to keep it square, and then you stuff it. And I didn't read the whole pattern, and I'm like, oh, that might be way more detailed than what I want to do. I just want to crochet. I don't want to do the whole crafty thing, but I do want to make the popcorn, so we'll do the whole crafty thing. It just is not, well, it doesn't match the colors. Let's start with that. I want it to be the red and white box, because I think that's really cute. So when I make that, that's what it'll be. And then I guess she also uses like those little tiny beads that you make like jewelry out of. She also uses those as eyes, which would be real cute. With a hot glue gun, if you ask me. So I don't know what my next project will be, but I do know that it'll be neutral colors and blues. So I don't know. I have to look through and see what can be that. But that's why I brought all the books, because we're going to be here probably at least through the weekend, maybe longer, maybe not. It's supposed to be hot all week. We do have a swimming pool waiting for us at home. Roy worked really hard and got, with the help of one of my sons, and got it all nice and clean, and it's swimmable. It's finally swimmable today because the cover fell in. And just on a side note, if your cover falls in your swimming pool, it is terrible in the summertime or in the springtime to clean that mess up. It's a bad, hard job. You don't want that to happen. So that being said, the pool is finally clean, and it's 90 degrees outside, and we took off. There's something wrong with this picture. So, speaking before of Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, she, along with Jan, an Alaskan crafter, have the Hooker versus Hooker make-along challenge. The challenge is not for everyone. Everyone gets to participate in the make-along, but the challenge is for Jan and Laura and another podcaster, pick a different one every month, and a subscriber who volunteers to join the fun and be harassed and make something and come on live and show what you've made. And the subscribers always win. Well, last month for May, the subscriber had an issue and she couldn't come. She couldn't. Ended up not being able to participate. There was, I don't know, not my story. So there was just the 3 podcasters. Nova Gnome was in there, and oh, she did a great job. They all did a great job on their projects. I was so proud of all 3 of my friends. And the month before that, Juan was the winner, and he was the first podcaster to win. So congratulations to him. He did do a great job. He did a stuffed animal. I mean, you have a specific project. Everybody has to make a specific type of project. And so when Juan, the yarn addict, was in on, their project was a stuffed animal. Right up my alley, right? Not any of Jan, Laura, or Juan, none of them really do amigurumi. And Juan did an African, what is it called? An African flower. It's like a granny squares with the design of it is called African flower, and they're like hexagons or something, and you turn them into stuffed animals. Oh my god, I love them. Krista from The Secret Yarnery, she has made a couple of different things that way, and ever since I've seen hers 5 or 6 years ago when I started watching her, when I started crocheting, so probably 6 or 7 years ago, I'm like, oh my goodness, one day I want to try that. I'm still waiting for that one day, but one day I will. Anyway, he did a fabulous job on his. They all did fabulous jobs, but I was jealous of Juan's because he actually made one of a project that I've been wanting to make and haven't. It's not that I'm afraid to make it. I just haven't gotten around to it. I don't have a crochet book that has that in there. And I tend to go to, patterns that I know. Patterns, I have books, and so I like to use my books, right? Now that I know how to read patterns a little bit. And crochet animals, if you guys don't do amigurumi, just let me tell you, they're not really, particularly if you start with the no-sew ones, because the stitch is all the same. Like 99% of the time it's the same stitch. You do a single crochet and a slip stitch. Have a stitch marker because you have to count. Usually it's crochet, single crochet in the round, and just have a stitch marker to know where you start your round at every time, and count. Then that's and if you do no sew, then you don't have to sew the pieces together. And in my opinion, that's the hard part, is sewing them together. And the littler ones that you have to sew together are more challenging just because they're more fiddly. But anyway, back to their challenge, the hooker versus hooker. For the month of June, the challenge is footwear. There are 5 colors that were chosen for footwear. Come on, pickers, color pickers, are you kidding me? It's like shoes and slippers and socks, 5 colors. Oh, that was kind of hard. So the colors are pink, orange, green, yellow, and teal. I did the tealish color, bluish green thing that I have, which is actually a light blue. But it's what I had, so that's what I did. And I had this brilliant idea. Roy, my husband, had gotten an ad on his phone for Famous Footwear, because he participates in their program, where they send you coupons and stuff, and then you get discounts when you buy stuff. You get points and whatever. And he showed me this pair of sandals that had granny square to put them together with. Like, you take the sandal and I think they're granny squares crisscrossed, maybe like that, and maybe that's probably what I should have done, but that's not what I did. So I started with my Alara yarn in uh, with 4 panels across, like, you know, that kind of size. Didn't work. So then I went to 3 panels across, too big still. Then I figured I need to, because it gets like really stretchy, so I needed to crochet these together on right here as I'm doing it. So it's one row. Row 1 is the blue. Row 2 is the pink, and then you're done. You have to attach the next one. So it's only 2 rounds. And then once they were attached, then I put the green in. So this was too big. So I went to a smaller hook attached together. That was too small. So then, and I don't remember the sizes. So then I went to a smaller yarn and 4. That was even smaller. So I took that apart, and I ended up with this. I went with smaller hook again, and I have all 5 colors: blue, pink, yellow, orange, and green. Well, it's supposed to be teal, but I don't have teal in the Alara, so this is what you get. I made do the best I could. And Alara is from Ice, so if you can't buy 1, you have to buy 8 in a package. I'm not doing that because I need that much. No. Times 2 for 2 shoes, right? Because I wanted to do these slippers. Well, this did not fit still. And I thought, well, maybe I need to go a second strap over. Well, by now, I have spent a lot of time on these, and I'm damn tired of them. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm damn tired of them. So, this didn't fit, and I thought, well, I'll try, like, to make a strap to go across the front of your foot more, up higher. That didn't work. So, I said, hell with that. I'm done with these flip-flops, even though I really do love the base of this because it's got that texture. It looks like it's already yarn, or, well, people had asked me if this was crocheted. Nope, that's plastic. And I thought, that's so awesome. I could not find another pair like that. And I just happened upon them at I think the Dollar General, and they were cheap. So I went back to get another pair to start over because I cut the frappy things off of that one. And in the meantime, I went back to my crochet book. You see those? I made flip-flops. The other 2 colors are on the bottom. Aren't they cute? I just think they are adorable. My plan is to kind of attach them or attach earrings to them, or attach them and you can wear them as a necklace. Because they're supposed to be where you wear them. They have to be able to be worn. Who says I can't wear them as earrings? I have pierced ears. I don't have the right things to hook them to make them earrings. So I need to go to the store. But I'm pretty much calling those done, and those are my earring flip-flops. What do you think? I think they're so damn cute. Pardon my language, but I just think they are adorable. And I made them in like no time at all. I know they don't qualify. I don't want to disqualify again. So I actually did go to the store, buy another pair of flip-flops, and I did a really easy cheat flip-flop. Are you ready? All the colors are there, and I just crocheted a single crochet around the flap, the strap. I can wear them or not. It didn't, they were like 99 cents at the dollar store, and now I have a pair of flip-flops if I choose to wear them. And I have these that are just too cute. I want to put them really and truly on a keychain. I just am not quite sure how to do it. So they're not on a keychain yet, because they will be backpack buddies at some point. I might put them back to back on the keychain, or front to, I think I need an actual chain to just, run an actual chain through them. Because normally the wire thing that I do won't work. The other thing is I could just do a string through them like that. Maybe a string through the straps, but I don't want you really to hang from them, because that's a fragile situation right there. So maybe just run a tie through them like they were tied together, and then put them on a keychain thing. That would be cute, wouldn't it? Oh god, my eyeball is itching, sorry. So that's my 2 make-alongs so far for this month. Parts of the 2 make-alongs. The Hooker versus Hooker is a done deal. This is really what they're getting, is the turnout. They're done. So it's my little flippy flops, because they're just cute. And then the Judy from Witch Piece Crafts gets the dragon, and I'm done with those. And I'm very excited about being done with the flip-flops particularly. But when I saw them in the book, I'm like, oh, I gotta make those for you have to make footwear. But those are also 2 rows around. And I'm like, how am I gonna get all 5 colors in there? That's how you do the front one color, and you do the back the other color, and you get them all in. So I wanted to show you what I brought to the camper for crocheting in. Those are 2 projects that I brought this one just so I could show it to you. I actually did finish putting these together after we got here, right before I made the video, but the others were done. Then I also brought with me the books, so I can do the second part of the last of Judy's crochet along, and make some little animal backpack guy. I brought with me a whole, in case I do more, this is fiberfill. I have this big, huge box of fiberfill, like a 5-pound box or something. And so I just stole some out of it and stick them in there. So I have fiberfill, and instead of carrying it back and forth just for my little Ammies, I'm just going to leave this here, because most of this stuff I carry back and forth. Whatever projects are up for right now. So this is going to find a home. This bag of polyfill is going to find a home here in the camper somewhere, and it's going to live here permanently. And then I'll have to worry about it, unless I decide to make something big. Then I'll need more. That won't make, like, that I don't think is enough to stuff a chicken, if I was going to do a chicken or something like that, an emotional support chicken. But I do have to make some pee-pee gnomes here pretty soon too. I did not bring yarn for that. I should have, but I brought yarn because I think I want to finish. So I did bring, and I have been working on a little bit. I did not crochet on the way here, which this is a really good car project, but I did not crochet on the way here because it ended up being stuck at the back of the car. We drive an SUV, and it was at the back. I couldn't get to it. Normally, we're real good about putting my crochet in the second seat, but we had a lot of stuff when we were just throwing it in there. And this ended up, usually I keep this, whatever I'm going to crochet with, in a small bag, and I just throw it in the front seat. But I was packing, and Roy was grabbing and taking things out. I mean, I was giving them to him. And I had set it in the top of a basket that ended up like where you can't reach it until you're clearing everything out. So anyway, this is the front panel, first front panel. And hopefully it'll end up that I did it right. Trish, Mama Swift had said double the amount of squares. Now, I was reading through my comments, and I apologize, I'm behind on the comments. But one of my subscribers said I need to do, like, she gave me a different amount because you have to allow for the neckline to not make the front panel as wide as the back panels because you have to allow space for my neck. And I thought about that and I thought, yeah, that's probably a really good idea. But when I have made other sweaters, I did not make the front panels any less in size. You just don't sew them together all the way, and then you know, like I had a collar, and I like a collar on a sweater. So I'm gonna play that by ear because I don't know if I'm gonna have a collar on this one or not. And so I have to think about it. I have to think about how it works. But I was already this far into this, so we're gonna see how well this panel works out and go on from there. And this is cake number 2, and this is where I'm at with it. Now I did bring, for crocheting here in the camper, my yarn genie, and I haven't put it on there yet because this is nice to have this. And when I sit outside on the patio, on the deck, I can just put the yarn on there and it doesn't roll away onto the deck, you know. So I like that, and so I brought it, and it's in my little other little bag over here. And this is my basket of Alara. So I brought all of that in case I finish my other projects, all my projects, and I needed something else to do. I could have all that Alara. I could make more backpack buddies. Because I'm going to get done with everything while we're here in the next week. Yeah, probably not happening. And then I also brought my red, white, and blue blanket. And I have left here the other cardigan that I'm working on, that I'm doing the sleeves of, and I was doing it in the granny stitch, I think, as I recall. I think I have like 2 rounds of the sleeve. And I'm not thinking that I like the granny stitch on the sleeve. I'm not sure. I have to look at it. I haven't looked at it again in 2 weeks. So, because I couldn't work on it last weekend when my grandkids were here. Actually, it's probably been longer than that since I picked that one up. But I do plan on working a lot on the big projects now. Just one little project that I have to get done. You know, for the Judy's. And the hashtag for Judy's at Witch Piece Craft, her crochet along is hashtag ShutterBugAU. The hashtag for the Hooker versus Hooker is hashtag Hooker vs Hooker. So if you put those into YouTube, you'll see, you know, anybody else that's doing those projects, and see what they made if they've used the hashtag. So now I'm trying to think what else. That's all that I brought. I just, the other cardigan is here. I've left it here because I haven't worked on it. So instead of bringing it back and forth, I just have left it here. It's become home here. And I don't think this panel is going to take too much longer. And then one more panel on that, and then assembly, and worry about sleeves. We'll see how that goes. I did not bring yarn for sleeves. Didn't even think about it. So it might end up that if I were to get that far, which I doubt that I will, because we do socialize a lot here, and I can't crochet around the campfire, because I'm sure, 100% sure, if I crocheted around the campfire, that's when the sparks are going to come and land on my crochet. I actually do sometimes crochet around the campfire. I do wear my campfire ruanas around the campfire. I've been very lucky. I don't crochet real close to the campfire. Because I do have lawn furniture with holes in it. If you know what I'm talking about. I do not want my crochet to have holes in it. So that's where you'll be seeing me here. I'm thinking for at least the week, past the weekend. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Can't hurt. So that's all I have for you today. Tomorrow, hopefully, I will have a lot more crochet done to show you something new, or some birds to watch, or I don't know that we have any trips planned for tomorrow or anything. We'll see. But that is all I have to talk to you about today. I will thank you guys again for showing up and listening to me chatter on. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.